Things today are going to get out of hand. Before we can do any of that, we need to eat some meat. In fact, we need to put as much meat into our mouths as humanly possible. Which, at least in the early stages, is very easy because meat's just hanging out everywhere, waiting to be consumed, along with these now smaller critters that I love to watch struggle as I eat them. But I don't make the rules, that's just how life works. If something is smaller than you, you're allowed to put it in your mouth.
You should not try this at home.
Yeah, don't do this.
Don't do this.
But this is the start of something beautiful, our spikes. So we're probably definitely gonna need some of those. Now that we have them, it's just a matter of putting a few more things into our mouth. Then all we gotta do is swim into this idiot and then the fun begins. And already things have gone horribly sideways. My creature is lost in the sand. So not only do parts appear to be free now, but we also have a little more freedom than what we used to have with some of these. So we're gonna be able to do some pretty good stuff. I have always said I wanted a creature entirely made out of spikes, but I kinda thought we'd be working with more than one. I'm so overjoyed right now that I hardly know where to start. Well, for one thing, we're gonna make it a little bit longer, just because we can really. Then for its mouth, let's make that just a little bigger. Okay, we're gonna put it over there for a second. I wanna move the eyes so we don't entirely cover it. And then we also can reshape things as we want to as well. And we can even tilt it, because why not? You think it'll be faster if it's shaped like a torpedo? And I wanna make sure I can see everything. We might as well make the tail a little bigger, and while we're at it, we're going to add at least one more of those. That's just going to go up there, and then we're going to add one more of those anyway, so that's going to go like that. Perfect, what a great start. It's going to be a good day. Don't act like you're not impressed. I know you are. And this way I can see everything coming in the ocean. Look how small that guy is now. Here, get in my, get in my thing. Alright, this maybe wasn't such a good idea because I'm probably very vulnerable to spikes. But I have big giant eyes, so I can see everything in the universe. This is probably very confusing to all the local creatures. But this way I'll be able to see all the new parts, and I definitely need to try a few more. Basically all I've slapped onto this thing has been eyeballs and some tails. I haven't even started on the spikes yet. But it doesn't have to be a happy creature, it just has to be a creature. Yeah, I take a bite out of things and then they kill me because I'm just one big vulnerability. Look at you, you used to have the biggest eyes in the ocean. Let's run into another one of these and see what more we can do with this. Because the creature's bigger than normal, but I feel like it could still be much bigger. Let's do a build that I've always wanted to do. I just never really had the means to do it. We need a real big spike on the front. A real big spike on the front. And then probably a little bit more speed. I just want to make sure my creature is fast enough. So I'm going to keep slapping on parts until basically I can't anymore. Now I just have an enormous mouth inside of an enormous spike. It moves very quickly and cannot see a thing. It also can't really move at all because the spike gets stuck in everything. Everyone get out of the way, I'm very big. And wildly dangerous. I cannot at all control where I'm pointing this thing. You know, for some reason this creature still isn't thriving that well. The spike is so big it's actually extending into the darkness and stabbing indiscriminately everything in the ocean. This is the first creature that actually doesn't need eyes because it just stabs indiscriminately out there anyways. I don't need to see things to kill them, they just need to exist. Sorry, I really can't aim this thing. Hey, get out of the way. My spike's bigger than yours, you don't want any of this. I'm sorry, I'm normally a very nice guy, I'm just not used to wielding a spike this big. Alright, well, let's add some eyes back onto this thing. Oh, how are we going to run into another one? Look at the spikes already showing up. It's 10 miles away and I already know where it is. Hi, yes, can we do this now? Is it going to let me? I might not be able to get close enough to it. I might have already... Oh, it died. Well, there's probably more of those out there somewhere. Oh, I got another one. I just need to figure out how to get close enough to reproduce. Well, And I can see again. Oh, I just see the little tip of my spike coming out. Oh, this isn't going to work at all. Maybe I went a little big on size, but that did really show that we can get a very big creature. I feel like a hot air balloon. I actually can't move. And for some reason, I swim backwards. My creature is literally pointed in the wrong direction, and everything around is still terrified of it. And I don't blame them because look at this thing. This is simultaneously both the worst and best creature I've ever created. Unfortunately, it swims backwards though and dies very quickly. And when they're this big, it seems to have trouble doing the mating thing. I think they can't physically get close enough to each other to really do it at this point because they're made of eyeballs the size of Mars. Alright, well, I think we're gonna have to start again because these two just can't make it work for some reason. They try and they try, but they just bump eyeballs together. So we reverted back to what we're gonna call the medium-sized eyeballs. These two are the right size that they can actually get it on.
10 seconds later.
That's just the cold, dead stare of suffering. I am pretty happy with the amount of spikes it's letting me add. I've never got to put this many spikes on a creature before. Alright, if the game doesn't crash, prepare to be amazed. It's beautiful. Might have a little bit of trouble rendering its color properly. Oh, there it goes. Well, I got the tail thing backwards, but other than that, it's pretty perfect. Other than the fact that I forgot to add it a mouth. But it doesn't need a mouth, it's pretty much just designed to make life miserable for everything else around it. It's like a floating porcupine. It just exists to stab people. It wiggles in such a nonchalant yet very aggressive way. Everything else is absolutely terrified of it. Come at me, I'm made of danger. And the spikes are so big that nothing can get close to me. Even that creature which is supposed to engulf me. Come on, try it again. I dare you. Yeah, they gave you all those eyes but not a brain. How does it feel to be stupid? I need more body parts. The spikes are fun and all, but I need something to give me a little more speed. Oh wait, I've got it. Never mind, I don't got it. I can't get close enough to my mate again to be able to do it. I was gonna turn it yellow, that way it looked like a sunshine, because it basically already does. But now my dreams are crushed. Okay, for now I decided on a creature that was simply functional because we need to unlock some new parts. And I made it face two directions because I once again lost track of which end was the front. But now I'm very annoying and dangerous in either forward or reverse. And just very confusing in general to all the creatures around me. Like that little guy thought it was safe to attack me from behind, but my behind is probably more dangerous than my front. And this thing is a little savage. It's tearing through everything because it's very quick and has multiple mouths and spikes. So yeah, we're getting very big very quickly. I just need to find some of those better parts. Okay, this creature is actually like too good. I don't mean to get this big this quickly. I need to be searching for parts, but he's just munching on everything around him. And it's kind of unfair because I'm not supposed to be this big yet, but I am. Okay, good news. We're gonna add jets to things. So starting from scratch again, let's pull everything off. And I already forgot which end is the front again. Maybe the one with the arrow, that would make sense. We can add jets to our jets. It's all I've ever wanted in life. And then one pretty simple ramming spike. And then a couple of telescopic eyeballs that are gonna go, I don't know, right there. Usefully looking mostly at each other. And then it is gonna need a mouth somewhere. So we're just gonna put a few of those maybe on this side. Basically, I have a jet-powered spike now. So that should be very quick and very good to impale things with. There we go. Nothing's gonna have a chance anymore. They're not gonna see me coming. By the time they even realize I'm there, they've already received
maximum penetration.
It's very good for penetrating things, especially when it's this quick. And I actually forgot about the sucky thing. I could cover this in sucky things. And I already found one of the sucky things. Also good for penetration. I'm actually overwhelmed with the possibilities right now of all the things I could do, considering I can create pretty much anything I want. And of course what I landed on was a rocket-powered spike, otherwise known as the Penetrator of Oceans. But that time I was the Penetratee. We're gonna go back to good old-fashioned legs. And then we're not gonna need these mouths anymore, then we're gonna replace this spike with this sucker. And it's gonna be the greatest sucker in all the land. No creature is ever going to survive being penetrated by that. It's going to suck the whole creature into it. Then we're going to make it red. This is a warning to say, maybe stay away from this thing. It's just sucking up everything. I haven't even touched anything yet and it's already sucking up the ocean. As I was saying, you don't need to have a brain or anything at all when your sucker is this big. You just got to spin in circles and hoover up the world. I don't even know what it's eating. The spikes don't even factor in anymore. It just penetrates through everything. Get in my sucker. You too, little guy. I don't know what I'm eating right now. I'm getting big rapidly. This thing is far too efficient at eating. Any direction I move in, except for that one, seems to be, electric. I don't think I want to add electricity to this. It's already stupid enough as it is. I'm penetrating things at an alarming rate. It's strange because as dumb as this looks, this is actually the most efficient creation I've ever made because basically anytime I move anywhere, I'm absorbing something. Like there's a new part, there's a bunch of food, I'm absorbing something else now, and I can stab two things at once. That kind of gives me an idea. Time to make a few small changes. You think that's gonna do it? I think that's probably gonna do it. This creature is gonna be a conqueror like no other. Except when it touches that thing. Everything else, however, is going to be hoovered up very quickly because it's eating in every direction. It's getting big so fast. It doesn't even have to get that close to things to hoover them up. Like as long as something comes near it, they automatically get scooped up. With a creature like this, I actually don't have to try. I just swim in any direction and I get really big really quickly. Even the things that try and eat me from behind get hoovered up very quickly. And we're already ready to evolve somehow. But we're not done with the cell stage just yet. Stepping back just a little bit, it's time to find out how many spikes break the game. And then what's the point of all these spikes without a little bit of speed, so we added a couple legs down underneath. And there we go, my spikiest creature yet, and the game is actually handling this just fine. The creatures of this world, however, are not. They're not happy at all that this exists, and I don't blame it. They should just be happy that I gave it an eye so it can actually see what it's stabbing, mostly. But it seems pretty happy. I didn't give it a mouth, so it can't actually, like, survive. It just exists to ruin it for everyone else. Like this guy. Hi, my spikes are too big, you can't do anything about it. I love this creature. But disappointingly, the game is running just fine with this, and that's not good. And unfortunately, I made another creature that's unable to mate because our spikes get in the way. We can't quite get close enough. So here we go again. These are regular size spikes. And these are bigger spikes. And these are probably game-breaking size spikes. Alright, well, let's try and set this loose in the world and see if this works. There we go! It's not actually as big as I thought, and why does it have like a baby creature inside of it? Oh, that's the size of the body. The rest of it is just spikes. And I did give it an eye, that way we can see where we're going. And, well, more accurately, see what we're stabbing, which is everything. We're literally stabbing everything in the ocean. So I'm just going to set this creature to drift endlessly through the ocean, stabbing anything and everything. And the size of what this creature is supposed to be compared to the size of what it actually is pretty fun, because I can take on creatures way bigger than myself. And as far as I can tell, I'm invulnerable, because my spikes stick so far out they kill anything way before it gets anywhere close to me. To be honest, I can't even see most of the things I'm stabbing, I just feel it when it happens. Well, this has been a pretty good start, but just imagine what we can do with a little more creativity and time. And I didn't even put this disaster on land yet, but we'll get there eventually.